Hey guys, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design, and I thought I would just pop in with a really quick little holiday tutorial. This is a really fun idea that came to me the other day, and I thought I got to do this. This is using Graphic 45's Darling Christmas Magic collection, and these are little gift card tags. Aren't they fun? And what I used was the old alpha tags in red and black. I took letters that are hard to use in words and I used them as the base. Then I die cut the layers using the regular tags die. Then I built a little book that goes on the front cover, and this unties and opens up, and there's room to write a little note, and there's a little gift card pocket and a little candy cane inside each one of these. I've used chipboard, I did some little die cuts, seam binding ribbon, buttons from my stash. On some of these I've added little jingle bells, but they're all basically the same on the inside, just the cover varies using the sweet images from the collection. So in my family, you know, a lot of the kids want gift cards now that they're grown, and I thought this would be a really fun way to present those. So let me put these aside and bring in the materials we need to make these cute tags. So this last tag in this set of 8 is a red alpha tag. You can see I chose the letter Q, hard to use. And the first thing we're going to do is take this ATC sized alpha tag and glue it on the side just to add sort of an interesting little edge feature. And I'm just putting adhesive on the back of this. I'm lining it up, and I flip it over, and then I can use the letters to actually help me keep it straight. And then just press that down. Then I cut 2 pieces of this pretty paper, I don't remember the name of it, from the 12 by 12 pad, and I'm going to use the B side to line the back of my tag. And here's just a quick tip. When you're lining these tags, line up your center grommet first, then check to see that the sides are even, lay it down, and you should be in really good shape. Now flip this over, and we're going to line the front. And you can ink the edges of these tags if you want to. I think they're pretty just the way they are. So once again, I'm going to center around my grommet, line up my sides, and just press that in place. So there's the base of our tag already done. So I'm just going to burnish this down with my bone folder. Then the next thing I want to lay down is this sweet little banner, Eileen Hall Sizzix die, and I'll have all the supplies linked in my blog post. And we're just going to lay this down at an angle up in the top of our tag. Now we're going to build our little gift card holder, so we can move this aside for the moment. And I've used the B side of the ephemera cards, and I trimmed these down to 2 3/4 inches wide. And this red cardstock is cut to 6 1/8 inches. And what I did was I scored it 3 and at 3 1/8 to create a little mini spine that allows us to fit that candy cane in there without making too much of a bump. And if you want to, and I do want to, I'm going to use my corner punch to create a little decorative edge here. And this is just a great spot to add your Christmas greetings. I'm inking all my edges with Graphic 45 Decades ink in Photogenic. So then we're just going to center this. Just like that. Now on this side, we want to create a pocket. So I cut 2 3/4. Oops, this is 2 7/8 actually, by 5 1/2. And we're going to bring in our scoring tool. And now this one doesn't have words on the back. If you have words on the back, you want to make sure that you're scoring the side for your pocket that is going to have the words be right side up. But we want this to be 3 7/8. So there's the 3 7/8, and then I'm just going to move it over here to a groove so that I can score this. Then we're just going to fold this up. Bring in a little circle punch. And center that up. Punch a little thumb hole. I think I was a little off there. It's always harder to do on camera. And here's the secret to make this work. I've cut 2 little scraps of paper. And I can see I need to cut these down just a little bit. We want these to be slightly shorter than our pocket. And that's perfect. Then you're just going to fold these in half, and it creates sort of a hinge, but it allows you to put a little more in a pocket than just flat gluing will. So fold it side out. Make sure you're above the fold. And fold this one in half. I'm just lining it up with the edge and making sure I'm above the fold. Then add adhesive, and voila. Very easy, right? And then this is just one of the little tags from the 12 by 12 collection. And I'm just going to glue this down. And it's slightly wider. So what I'm going to do on this side is just fold this over and burnish it. And that way I have a nice neat edge. And this just gets glued on the other side of this little gift card holder. Again, centering it up. Now we can move to the cover. And I've pre-cut a piece of this same festive check. This is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. We're just going to place our adhesive on the back, center this on the front, and I can see 2 3/4 would have been more perfect right there. Now this is just a small doily. This is 3 inches in diameter. I'm going to add some adhesive here around the edges, and I'm going to center this at the top just like this. And then this is one of the little cut apart images, and I've backed this with chipboard just to give it a little extra height. And we're going to glue this in the center of our doily. Chipboard button because I don't want the 18 to show. This is not a countdown, but the image is really sweet. So I'm just going to add a little hot glue around the edges of this and just cover up that 18, and then this becomes a really cute decorative element. Now, 1/2 inch score tape, and I want to put this along the back side, just like this. Peel this off. Before we close it, we're going to add our candy cane to the pocket. And you can see that fits in there really nicely. And I've got a nice long, which one is longer? This one. Piece of seam binding ribbon, and with ribbon I would rather have too much than not enough. Not enough makes it very hard to tie a good bow. Too much, you can trim it and it's no big deal. So we're just going to lay this along that tape, bring it around the front, and tie a little bow. Very sweet. Now leave your tails a little bit longer because it's easier to retie the bow if the tails are a little long. Cut them too short and it's going to be hard for you to, for whoever gets this, to retie. And we're just going to trim this off here and here, and then this sets aside. Now we bring our tag back in, and we're going to put this panel just to break up all that pattern. And what I've done is I've cut some borders, and I'm going to add these. I do want this to be straight. This is 2 3/4 inches wide, which is the width of our tag. And I've cut one for above and one for below, just to add a little extra decorative feature here. Get that straight. That looks pretty good to me. And now we're going to add our adhesive on the back. And we're going to glue this down right about here. And you notice I didn't center this, I'm below center. That's because I'm going to take my little gift card book, place adhesive on the back, and I'm going to set this right along this edge. Then I'm just going to take my bone folder, skip along the inside to secure this. And that looks pretty good, except for right where that bow is. So I'm just going to put a binder clip there for 1 minute until my adhesive sets up. Let me do this. Let me tie this through the top because I bet I'm going to have extra ribbon there. So come in through the back of the grommet, pull it to the front. Pull the tails through the loop. Then tie the left-hand tail over the right and just bring it around like this. And you've got a really good beginning for a pretty bow. So I'm just going to pull this through, get my tails even, straighten the loops. That looks good. Trim this. Run your ribbon through the grommet. Run your ribbon through the tag. Open up the loop. Run the tails through the loop and pull. And then do the same thing. Tie the left over the right, just to kind of make a pretty knot there. Then trim the tails. Just kind of straighten that the way you want it to be. Now I've got a little jewelry finding, and I'm just going to open this up. And I know I should be using pliers. I already broke a fingernail doing this today. And just run these through here. And then I just like to come in under that ribbon, catch that ribbon, bring it through, and close these up. Just like that. So that's cute. And now to top that off, I've got a really sweet little Wild Orchid Crafts Sweetheart Blossom in red, and that's going to go right there. Then our little jingle bells get to hang free, but the flower helps keep that tag where I want it to be. The next thing we're going to do, I've got 3 black buttons. These are from Buttons Galore. I like to buy their button collections. And then I'm going to find the center of this area. Put down just a little bit of glue. Press that button in. You could thread these if you wanted to, but honestly, it doesn't make that much difference in the final product. And when you're making 8 tags and it's Christmas, don't worry about it. I am going to move this one because he's not quite in the middle. So let me put glue down there again. There. Clean up any little glue boogers. And then the last little step, I've got, these are more little Wild Orchid Crafts flowers. I'm going to put some glue down right here. I'm going to lay these down on their side into that glue. Then I've got a pretty little Wild Orchid Crafts rose. You can get these from Really Reasonable Ribbon, which is where I buy my seam binding as well. I buy it by the spool. And there it is, finished. And you can see that did not take very long, and it takes longer to do it when you're explaining how than it does to just go ahead and do it on your own. So I hope if you have gift cards to give out, that this is a tutorial that you will find helpful. You could change this same design up and use it for Mother's Day. You could use it for Easter. You could use it for any holiday. It's so cute with that little gift card pocket on the inside, place to write a note. A darling collection. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you along for the ride. I'm wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and now I'm going to go get my craft on. Bye.